Women's cricket has never been bigger. More than 180 million people watched the Women's World Cup unfold during the summer of 2017. The Kia Super League domestic T20 tournament is growing in popularity, and more women are playing cricket than ever before. It's an exciting time for women's cricket. Yet there's no women's cricket club at Warwick University, an organisation that wants to be the most active campus by 2020. This year, however, a group of girls are trying to change that. We document their year, following them through their highs.
That whole night is completely magical for me.
Lows.
I went to pick it up, fell flat on my butt.
Laughs.
Every time I was cricket, I laugh. Like, I think I'll get abs by the end of this year.
And triumphs.
First back season, we got a win. Yeah, these girls have done something incredible.
As we see what it takes to create a sports club completely from scratch. This is a year in women's cricket. It's Freshers' Week at Warwick University, and campus is buzzing with activity as thousands of new students flood in. Clubs and societies plan for months to make sure they advertise themselves as best they can, to draw in fresh blood to move them forward. Sports Fair in particular is a swarm of sports clubs, with various sponsorships and flashy billboards. In amongst all this hullabaloo is a new sports club, not an official one yet. They have no funding other than what the men's cricket club can spare. They have no big sponsorship deals. All they have is a deeply committed core of women, passionate about bringing women's cricket to Warwick. And for this club to survive, fresher recruitment is vital.
The main thing for starting this club is our recruitment has to be a certain level. We have to have at least 30 paid memberships, which getting that drive and getting those people, it's a lot harder in practice than it might seem. 30 doesn't seem like that big a number. And in reality, it isn't really that big a number,
No,
but it's hard when you're starting a new club from scratch to get those numbers going.
This is the voice of Sophia Abbasi, the president of women's cricket, and the driving force behind the new club.
I'm Sophia. I'm president of the Women's Cricket Club. And my job basically involves as much as like overseeing everything that happens in the club, like from socials to what's going on with kind of publicity or emails and stuff, like just making sure I know what's going on. I'm more the cricket side of the club, so running training sessions, organising training sessions, trying to organise friendlies, getting us involved in leagues, playing matches, team selection, that kind of thing is my side of the role in the exec. I have just always played cricket. So my whole life, I've grown up playing cricket. I can't remember a time when I wasn't. My whole family is very big on cricket. So my dad writes about cricket. My mum's family play cricket. So I've always just grown up in a culture of just like playing. I've just like grown up with the rules, grown up with the game. Played with my brother for years when we were younger. Cricket's always on our TV. We're constantly like watching international test games and then like some random Caribbean T20 Premier League. Like any cricket that's on, we'll be watching it. So yeah, it's just kind of part of who I am really. Like I wouldn't be me without cricket. I played my whole life, so coming here, I just expected to be able to carry on playing. And when I got here, there wasn't a women's team. I was actually quite shocked. I just assumed that in this day and age there would be one. And then when I spoke to the men about it, they're like, oh yeah, there hasn't been one, but give us your email and we'll see what we can do. And then I didn't hear anything for a term. So I went and gate crashed one of their net sessions and said, hey, I'm here to talk about women's cricket. And then it kind of got the ball rolling from there. They gave me some emails of some girls who said they're interested. I contacted them and we started doing some net sessions, and then, we started really focusing on building a club this year, and now we're in this position.
To succeed in creating a club, members are needed, and a key moment in trying to gain interest are the taster sessions the club runs early in the year.
Okay, so today is Friday the 6th of October 2017, and we just had our first women's cricket taster session, which was unbelievable, like from my point of view, because like almost 30 people turned up, which was amazing considering we just had Sports Fair trying to publicise it to everyone, and I wasn't entirely sure how many people would actually turn up. And the standard was unbelievable too. Like people who hadn't even played before picked bowling up so fast, and the fielding was so good, and everyone played with the hard ball straight away. So it's so positive, and I'm so happy right now. I can't quite articulate how I'm feeling.
Hi, I'm Alex. I just came from the women's cricket taster session and I honestly had so much fun. I've never played cricket before. My only experience has been with my family in the backyard, so I was a bit apprehensive about my lack of knowledge, but I was honestly so welcomed into the group. Everything was explained so well, and all the girls were lovely. I got to meet girls from first years up to like PhD students, and we all just had a really good time.
Had a really good first taster session, and I'm thinking of coming back soon.
The club was very welcoming, even though I'd never played before.
Yeah, I think I'll definitely come back. I've never played before, and it was so friendly. They gave us loads of advice. It was really good.
I have played before and it's made me want to come back to it. So good job, women's cricket.
Yeah, good job.
So yeah, that went really well. We got some really enthusiastic people. Had a lot of people like the page on Facebook, which is good.
Yeah.
A lot of people joined the Facebook group.
Lots of members,
Yeah.
apparently.
Members, yeah.
Whilst all was well with the taster sessions, not everything was going to plan for the girls.
The issue at the moment is that they have to buy their membership through the men's club, which makes it a little difficult to keep track of who is actually a member of the women's team. So that's the problem.
That's a bit of an issue, yeah, true. And also people get getting confused. They're like, oh, I'm looking for cricket, and they're like, I'm looking for women's cricket, and there's just men's.
Yeah, exactly.
And they keep I've had 3 messages, at least,
yeah.
Each.
Yeah.
Oh, the men's, there's only men's membership. How come we can't join?
Yeah. Our training times is now 12 to 1 on a Monday.
12 to 1 on a Monday. Yeah, which is our regular training time, which is technically a Warwick active session. So it's rock and play, getting people involved. But yeah, we the people who turn up are people who really want to play, and we use it as quite a good, focused training session.
Yeah.
The only issue is an hour's not really a lot of time to do anything.
Yeah, exactly. We're trying to extend it a little further. And we'll see how that goes. Last week, I think badminton rocked up after us or something, but the week before nothing was there.
Oh, exactly. And we have badminton before, not trying to hate on badminton. They just left the nets up, and I was like,
oh, bad
I need to run a session now. These can't just be in the middle of the hall. Please put the nets away once you finish with them, please. Yeah, so we're trying to extend that Monday session to 2 hours, which would be fun, because it'd be nice to be able to spend an hour doing some focused technique stuff, whether that's fielding, batting or bowling, and then have more time to be able to then play a game or something at the end, because everyone enjoys the games, but actually you also need to do work on technique and batting and bowling.
It's a tricky time, Mondays from 12 to 1, because I think a lot of people have seminars or lectures at the time, so we're trying. It would be great. I mean, we're trying to get a mix. We're going to get mixed nets, aren't we?
So on Fridays for the men's club is a friendlies net, but at the moment it's being used as a trial time. So we've had trials for the last few weeks. So next week though,
yay,
we will be able to join that net and have hopefully have our own half of the hall, which will be nice. So there'll be a net for purely beginners, and then everybody who's played before, if was confident enough, can then just integrate with the men's.
The club are having great success in getting girls involved with the club, especially girls who had never played the game before. Cricket is a nuanced sport which is notoriously hard to pick up, so we wanted to find out what challenges the new girls were facing and how they were progressing.
Seeing my bowling come along has been really great, because last year when we first started, I was hopeless. I was trying to bowl. There was everyone, all the boys were amazing, and I just couldn't do it. And then I've gradually got better, and it's been really nice, seeing myself improve.
I'm not going to lie, the first couple of weeks, it was a bit frustrating, because you sort of felt like, I know I can do this, but for some reason it's just not all coming together. And then every now and then you'll have a great bowl or a great bat, and you'll think, okay, no, I can do it. I just need to get slightly more consistent at it. I quite like fielding as well. Now that I've tried a bit of that as well, I think. Because obviously I'm a winger in rugby, running is my strong suit. So playing, fielding is potentially something that I could be quite good at.
Never played before when I joined. I actually feel like I've made a lot of progress. I see that basically in nets and stuff when I have to bowl, and I'm actually doing it the right way. It's not that great of a bowl, but just the fact that I'm doing it with the proper technique is something I'm so proud of it every time it happens. And then to have either Sophia or Mahir at the back being that's a good bowl, and I'm yes, go me!
Basics are actually quite simple to pick up. So you've got the batting, the bowling, which in my case I still struggle with. But then when you get to the grits of it, there are a lot of complexities, but the club have been so helpful with helping us all get to grips with that.
Well, I didn't know how to hold a bat, because rounders bats are a lot different to cricket bats. And I didn't know how to bowl over arm. Never had any experience of cricket at school, apart from cricket in primary school, which was plastic bats. And I don't think I could remember how to hold a bat. So I first started baby steps, learning how to do it. But it's been nice to sort of try a new sport, because there's no pressure to sort of exceed my expectations of myself. So if you do a sport you've done before at university, you want to keep up your game. But because I was learning something completely new, every tiny little bit of progress was big progress. So it's quite fun to really learn how to play something properly and bowl over arm, because boys always used to say, oh, girls can't bowl over arm, but we can. I didn't think we could. I actually didn't think we could when we started, but then now I feel we can all bowl pretty well over arm, even from the beginning. We were all doing it first session, so it was really cool to learn how to do that.
Cricket is a summer sport, but the club did have some fixtures to play during the winter in the Coventry Indoor League, a league in which they were the only female team.
I think we had our
first ever game
against the
which
boys,
really
and when
exciting.
Stove told us originally that we were in the leagues, I was like, oh great, so we're going to be playing on the women. Brilliant. No, it's all boys. We're playing men who
men's teams
have
in
been
the
playing their
Coventry League.
entire lives. So that's
It's
fun.
good practice for us.
It's good.
practice.
It's very good practice for us.
So our first game that we had last week was against our very own Warwick Men's Club.
Yeah.
Which was really fun. It was funny. We followed. So I had to drive a minivan to get there, which was also exciting.
That was a journey.
Hey, basically, when we first left the car park, I
don't know
I'm
to
not
describe what happened. So.
I'm not used to driving an automatic, so it was strange. So I started using my left foot to do the brake, which was obviously a mistake, because in a car you never do that. You use your right foot to do the brake and the accelerate, and then your left foot for the clutch. But there is no clutch on an automatic car.
Yeah.
So I was just there I don't know what I'm doing. And then suddenly I
We
realised
just
what was
kept
going on.
braking
We jotted
very
for a bit,
severely, and I
getting
think
out
I've
of the sports
damaged my
centre.
insides as a result, permanently. But we got there in one piece.
We got there fine.
Yes, we did.
Once I worked out what I was doing. The men batted first. They scored 117, which is pretty good.
The ceiling was very low.
It was low. Some of us kept hitting that.
Some of us kept hitting that.
And then we went to bat. I was actually really proud of us how we batted. So they weren't cutting us any slack because we were women, or because we were a new team, or anything like that. Which I was pretty pleased with, because I was like, fine, yeah, treat us as you would any opponent. That's what we want.
It was really fun. It was fun. Really fun.
We scored 61, so we lost. But we gained so much more. I was incredibly proud of how the girls played. Yeah, actually, on a very serious note, I was incredibly proud. 4 out of 6 of the girls never even played a cricket game before. They literally started learning when I started doing this last year. And the way everyone not just applied themselves to the game and took it seriously, but without kind of being too over the top serious about it. We had fun, but everyone applied themselves. Everyone had a great attitude towards it. Didn't give up. Didn't let their heads drop. Didn't go negative. Things were going wrong.
Everyone was really supportive of each other.
And supportive of each other, yeah. I think all the guys really enjoyed it. We didn't win a game, but I think that's understandable considering most of the team are beginners.
Yeah.
And we're also playing men who have played for a long time.
But we improved week on week.
Week on week we improved, yeah.
Yeah, it was so much fun. We've definitely had a positive experience.
For sure. No one's been patronising or kind of pedantic.
I think there was one game I remember so we batted first and we got about 30 runs or something like that. And then when the men went into bat, they beat us within their first 4 or 5 overs. Yeah. And then they would start to take their gloves off and say, "Oh, well played." And we were like, "No, we want to continue bowling." We were like, we don't care if we lose. We don't care what the score is. We just want to, because the experience you get from playing that game.
And then they were like, "Yeah, fine."
Yeah.
I'm more than happy to carry on. Yeah. And we actually had a pretty nice experience one week as well, where we played a game, and one of the teams we played previously stayed to watch our game and support us and cheer us on from the sidelines.
That was really nice.
Which was really nice.
Positive
Put it down
experience.
as an success this term, and I'm really glad we did it.
Time can fly by during the university year, and it was already Christmas.
This term, the first annual Christmas meal of the Women's Cricket Club.
So we had our Christmas meal at Pizza Express. It was so nice. There was about 16 of us, I think. There was 5 of the exec, obviously, and then all the others, there was a lot of freshers that came along, second years, third years. Honestly, it was so much fun.
It was really nice. Everyone got on.
Constant chatter.
Chat, yeah. People meeting new people as well, which is really nice.
Really, really good. The food was really good too.
The food was fabulous.
Garlic dough balls.
Oh my gosh, I had the greatest Snapchat ever of just the whole table was just dough balls. I was like, women's cricket doing it right. That was really good. And what was funny as well was at the end we kind of just spontaneously in the meal,
so spontaneous,
decided that we were going to have a circle at the social sex house, at Hetty's house. And then we were all going to go to Love Bug. Yeah. Which was exciting because most people were thinking, now I'm going to have a nice quiet Saturday night in. Then we had this meal. We were like, oh, we just love each other so much. Let's just go out and Love Bug. So that is what we did.
With the increasing popularity of women's cricket across the UK, we wanted to know how much progress was actually being made in increasing awareness. So we thought we would test out Warwick students' knowledge about the sport. We went around campus and asked students to name the captain of the current England women's cricket team, which is Heather Knight, to see how they would do.
Do you know who the captain of the England women's cricket team is?
No, not by name.
I don't know.
No, I do not.
Absolutely not.
No, I don't either, no.
No.
No, I don't know. I don't know who the captain is? I could guess. I know a few of the players. Is it Heather Knight?
It's Heather Knight.
Okay, there we go. So,
Obviously, women's cricket hasn't quite captured the hearts of the nation just yet. After the break, an exciting moment happened for the club when they made their first appearance live on the radio on the midweek sports programme Raw Sport Fantasy League.
Coming up to 6:45, I'm joined now in the studio by Sophia and Amelia from Warwick Women's Cricket.
Hi. Hello.
Lovely to have. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
It's all right, thank you for having
Brilliant to
us.
have you. First time on. The first thing to get in order is that you've got a tournament coming up this week.
Yes, we do. Very excitingly, the inaugural Women's Cricket Indoor Tournament.
We're excited. What
Very
explain the
excited.
concept. What's going on?
So basically what it's going to be is a kind of basic tournament setup. So we've got 2 groups doing a round-robin thing, and then we'll have a final and a semi-final. And basically, a few of the women's clubs from across campus have got a team of about 6 to 10 players together, and they're just going to come and have a bit of a go at indoor cricket.
Yeah, I think the main aim is just for everyone to have fun, just to really enjoy the day and just play a bit of cricket, I guess.
Yeah, introduce more women to the sport. We have got membership drive going on. And it's going really well, actually.
Currently, I think we're at 29 paid members.
Close.
So we're really close to our 30 goal.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really, really fantastic to see how many people we've got involved since the beginning of this year, really.
And it was also actually really great for us to see as well how many of the women's clubs, and also actually the men's clubs as well, were keen to provide women's teams for this tournament.
Who's competing?
So we've got women's netball competing, women's football, women's rugby, swimming, lacrosse as well. Was there, I think that's it. We've got obviously our own club as well, and the Wolverines. Yeah.
So you've got some people who've played cricket before, but a lot of people who actually haven't played cricket before.
No.
Which I think for a sport like cricket is actually something you probably don't get much at university.
Yeah, I mean, I personally never played before I came to school. I played in primary school, but I think, so if you played it for clubs, I don't think, you don't really get it much at schools. So I think to have a uni team, and you go to uni to try new things, and that's definitely what I've done. So I think that's definitely what some of the girls have.
No,
been
absolutely.
interested
I
in
think
anyway.
for our age group, it's a complete different concept to what it'd be for my sister's age group, for example.
Yeah.
So at school, we played rounders.
Yeah.
While the boys played cricket. So obviously, a lot of the guys who come to uni, most of them do have cricket experience, but it's for women, it's a completely different thing because a lot of them don't. So yeah, maybe primary school a bit, but actually not playing it as a school sport really means that there's a massive gap in time where most women don't actually play. But for my sister's year, say, which is she's 5 years younger than me, cricket is now their summer sport at school. So I think for the next the next generation of women coming through universities, actually it'll be a very different thing. Growing as a club has been really It's been really
so much
exciting.
fun.
It's been so much fun. It has, and actually, one of the best things I think for me as well, personally, is that we've met a really good group of girls, and not just in the people trying to set up the club, but actually in all the members in the club. It's a really friendly, really welcoming, but also really everybody wants to try hard and do well,
definitely.
and everyone wants to improve, and it's just a really nice environment. So as well as just meeting a whole new great group of people, everyone then is also so supportive of each other. And helping to set up, so coming along to socials, coming along to games, wanting to play in games.
So keen for it. So.
Yeah, exactly. And sports fair was initially where we started,
brilliant.
Great success, and then just building it up from there is really nice. And also word of mouth.
Yeah, I
People
mean,
hearing about it and being I want to play.
I love hearing my friends that are already part of the cricket club saying, "Oh yeah, I was talking to some other friends and they're really interested in joining and they've heard a bit about it, but they're not really sure what it is." And it's really encouraging to see the progress because we kind of documented it on our social media. And looking back at it and seeing how we were at sports fair, just kind of 5 girls stood there let's start a women's cricket club. Yeah. And now we've got our own tournament and we're looking to play in leagues and everything.
So the next 10 weeks, I think, from a kind of administrative point of view, is going to be actually going through the stages of going to the SU, talking about setting up the club, actually going through all the paperwork, the admin of actually doing sports federation stuff, all that kind of thing. And then we're going to try and get some more members, keep growing the club, obviously. Do some more socials.
I think that would be fun.
Get more people involved. Do some more joint socials as well, but not just with other clubs
all the
as
other
well.
clubs. We just want to just spread the word and just make it known that we are actually wanting to be an official club. And we want to be a presence and we want people to know that we're there.
Warwick Girls Can was a huge part of Warwick Sports' plan to get more women involved with sport. And women's cricket and Sophia especially played an important role.
Warwick Girls Can this is part of the This Girl Can campaign, which is started by Buck Sport, and it's a really great campaign just to try and get more women involved in sport across universities, but also in schools and then outside of uni. It's women of all ages, trying to get everyone active and try and break down some of those barriers that exist at the moment, or in our society that kind of hinder women from being able to get involved in the sport maybe as enthusiastically as they want to, or even knowing that the avenues exist for them to go and get involved, or in a sport that they maybe thought was so male dominated before. The point of that campaign was just to show that obviously there are a lot of strong women here at the university playing sport, but also throughout the whole country. That's part of a much bigger campaign, and it was really fun to be a part of. It was really nice to be able to write a blog for it, and just write down some of my experiences in cricket, and how actually I've come across that prejudice all through my life. That's not gonna stop me, and like most women have, in sport especially, come across a lot of barriers in kind of societal, in this patriarchal society, and to knock those down is actually it's an important thing, and you have to know that actually we can do that, and we will have a level playing field one day, and that's what this campaign is. And just get more people involved, get more women involved. And I felt like as a new club, as women's cricket, it was important that we had a presence.
Varsity is the biggest event on the sporting calendar for Warwick Sport, as Warwick University takes on Coventry University across a huge weekend of competition. This year, women's cricket had to watch on as others got their chance to shine, but some members were involved.
So the men's cricket varsity was great. We had a good women's cricket turnout. They beat Cov by 47 runs. It was fabulous. It was amazing. Great way to start the weekend. And one of the Cov guys got really annoyed and chucked his bat across Desso Hall, which was funny. So that was great. And then my netball game happened later on at 4:30, and we lost. We lost by 12 goals or something. It's a bit embarrassing. Kind of just brushed over it. Went to Love Pug later on with a lot of the cricket guys, plus Amelia and some other people. Then we won varsity overall, Team Warwick, smash Team Cov. So see you later.
So can you see an entry for women's cricket?
To be in varsity properly, you have to have a trial year of varsity to see if it's actually worthwhile doing it, and then actually get into varsity. So hopefully next year we can do that. The only issue would be with Cov not having a team.
You see, that is a slight problem.
Yeah, so I've tried to get friendlies and things with Cov this year for us, just so we can practice some cricket, and struggled because they don't currently have a team. So hopefully next year they might have some girls who want to play, and also hopefully it's one of those things where it'd be like, because it's indoor cricket, it's literally just 6 people. So if they can get 6 girls who'd be happy to play varsity, I mean that would be great. Hopefully it's a thing we can do. I mean, it will be a job for next year's exec. Hopefully it's something we can do, and I think one of the guys at the Cov indoor actually, who was running it, has something to do with Cov. So hopefully we can work with him and work with them and try and get a women's team so that we can play varsity. So it's another element that we can have. So we'll see. We've all pushed really hard for it.
Throughout the year, the club had some serious problems with the supplier of their new club kit.
Oh yeah, we've got a bit of a story about stash. So we ordered our stash kind of over Christmas. We sent the orders off, and I think everything kind of got through the SU by week 2. So we meant to have our kit by week 5. Kit did not come, so we sent a few emails to Akuma, who obviously, because they're now the whole university kit supplier, have to deal with every single club. And it's the kind of situation where we felt a bit like there are some emails that just didn't get replied to. So we rang them, and then they explained that there was a whole different situation. The embroidery stuff hadn't been done or something. And so actually it was going to be even later than we thought it was going to be. And so obviously that wasn't particularly great for us, because especially as a new club, we want to be able to wear our kit around, showing that the club exists and trying to attract more people to it. As well as that's good for us as well. All the club members together, part of a club wearing kit, it's kind of part of being a club. So that was quite annoying, and we did have a bit of a kind of we were a bit annoyed at Akuma for that. But then they sent us a really long apology letter about it individually, in the box, which was nice. And I think the issue they've had across the board this term has been to try and compensate for the size of orders they're getting from Warwick. They've changed suppliers and warehouses and all this other kind of stuff. And the process of changing it has meant they've been late for a lot of clubs, and a lot of clubs have been waiting for kit. So it's not just us that have had issues.
Eventually, however, the club did get their long-awaited delivery.
Oh my god!
Woo! Oh my god, looks like it's better be an apology note. Oh my god! Oh, it looks so funny!
Oh my god, the kit! Oh my god, we have kit!
Oh my god!
Oh look! UWWCC!
Oh my god! Initials! Oh my god!
Oh my god, this is so exciting!
So exciting!
I'm unbelievably excited.
Throughout the year, Sophia and the exec had been working towards becoming an official club.
Yeah, so obviously to become a club, we have to go through certain kind of bureaucratic levels and stages, and do an actual proper official application, which involves us doing things like writing an application kind of document saying why I want to be a club, why we think it's good, why it should exist, lots of those things. And then we have to fill out all kind of documents that are needed in a kind of a handover pack for normal sports clubs. So that includes things like your constitution, your code of conduct, a budget. Obviously, we haven't had our own money this year, so I've had to work quite closely with the men to try and work out what our potential budget would be. So I had to kind of do a projected budget, and then the development plan for 4-year development plan. There's been a lot of it's a lot of admin-y stuff that obviously over the last term and a bit I've been enjoying very much the actual cricket and the social side of the club and getting to know people and playing the game that I love. But then I've had to do spent a good weekend just in my room punching out these documents. But it was sent off, it's done, it's good, the application is on its way, it's going through the levels. I think Sports Exec can meet in week 9 to sort it out, to decide whether or not we actually can be an official club, and then fingers crossed they will say yes, and then I'll be able to update you with more good news, hopefully. Considering how much work it's not just me, that other people on the exec, but also all the girls who are part of the club. Everyone who's invested in it. This is kind of a bit of a tense moment because we've worked so hard and we know we want it so badly, but it's whether or not other people will see the value in it, which to us seems obvious, but maybe it's not to other people.
Towards the end of the second term, they finally had a breakthrough.
On International Women's Day, we got confirmation from the sports exec that we could be an official club. Woo! I was so excited. I was so happy. I can't even tell you. So we were at club photos for netball, and Amelia, who's the vice president of women's cricket, she was also there, obviously. And as soon as I saw the message, I literally ran at her, jumped on her and was like, "We're a club! We can be an official club!" I was so excited, and then I just dropped everything, rang my mum. I literally just cried. I cried just proper tears. Amelia was like, "Oh my gosh, are you okay? Chill, calm down." I was honestly so happy, and I think it just put me on a high for the next good 48 hours. I was just buzzed. And we went to celebrate Infusion. I had an amaretto, as you do, before fitness. So, doing it right. The fact that it happened on International Women's Day, I think, was kind of written in the stars. It's just so poignant. That was a massive deal for me. And I can't thank everyone who's helped us to make it a club enough. There were so many different people involved. Obviously, the exec, who've supported me through everything that I've done, who's offered all their different opinions on everything, and so helping with socials, helping with publicity, and just being the faces of the club, getting people involved, helping to recruit new members. I couldn't have done any of that without them. Yeah. And then obviously the help we've had from the men's club as well has been completely it's been insane. Helping with coaching, helping with sorting out transport for stuff like the Covent Door, helping give some funding for leaflets, things like that. And then Dan Lewis, is president of the men's club, has just been absolutely exceptional. His help with helping the actual just workings of a club, helping us get through forms and documents, giving us information about different things we can get involved in, helping us with running of our tournament. There's just all that kind of stuff, so I owe him a lot as well. And then obviously all the people who are actually in the club, for all the stuff we can do about, putting on training sessions or putting on socials and trying to get this started. The club doesn't exist without those people turning up every week, coming to training, wanting to learn, wanting to be a part of this new club, and I can't thank all of them enough. I'm just a very happy person right now walking around. Term 3, we've got Bucks. We've got our league through. We're in Midlands 1A, which is, daunting. They've got Cambridge and Oxford MCCU in that league, and also Loughborough Wands, which is, which is interesting. We've got some very good sides who we're coming up against. And obviously for us, because we've got a lot of beginners in our team, that could be something that's it'd be an interesting learning curve. I think I'll try and work with them, see what we can do about making it a fair game. The main difference for us, between us and other Bucks teams this summer, will be the fact that we've never played before for a lot of our players. And if anyone who's played a lot of cricket knows, you have to play in different conditions and just play outdoors to properly be able to be good at playing the game. Outside, outdoor cricket is very different to nets. Someone can look really good in nets and then they get out in the middle and just not be very good, whereas somebody in nets can struggle a little bit and actually once they get outside can be really good and score you a lot of runs. I'm feeling confident. I think it'll be really fun and it'll be really, really good experience because it means that then people who have been part of the club this year will know next year what they're looking forward to and also what they're training for in the first 2 terms. So this year's kind of been strange because we've been doing training, but we weren't necessarily sure there was going to be a Bucks team at the end of it. But then lots of people haven't played outside, so they don't know what this training is building up for. Because obviously there is a point to training and doing nets throughout the winter. It's just so you're ready for this outdoor summer. So people who play it this year, hopefully next year then will have that idea in their head throughout the winter and know what they're heading towards, which will be nice. But we've also got a softball league that we're going to be entering. which would be nice. That it's not just like the 15 or so who'll play bucks, who'll get to play in the summer. There'll be other people, anybody else who either doesn't want to play hardball outside or maybe doesn't feel like they're quite up to it yet, can play in this softball league. It's going to be a massive learning curve. I don't see why we couldn't win games, but I think right now, without having had any practice outside at the moment, we've got to approach it with a very open mindset. It's very much a learning experience for most of our players, just because so many people are beginners from this year, which is great, and I'm incredibly proud of that because they've come on so far. I wouldn't have felt like we could enter this Bucks League unless there'd been a good number of girls who come on far enough to be able to play in it. So, really the fact that we're entering it is a testament to them.
A key part of sport at Warwick University is the thriving social atmosphere within clubs. And this is no different within women's cricket.
Hetty is brilliant social sec, just been completely welcoming for everyone, no matter what year group. And it's really good social atmosphere because we're all there, we're all not very good at cricket, we're all just learning how to start out. But I think that bonding process itself is just so fulfilling for the club. With the group meals and everything, they've just been so encouraging with it all. And like I said, Hetty's been an amazing social sec as well. It's just really good opportunities to get to know everyone and really good chance to kind of widen your friendship groups as well.
Been interesting with so few of us in sort of back last year, and then the first social in this first term, seeing there was a huge amount of people, which was great. But I think it's nice how the core exec have stayed really close throughout the whole thing, and they've been the ones really kind of propelling it.
We also had our mixed circle.
We did have our mixed circle.
Which was our first mixed event with the men's club.
Were we a bit late?
Which was exciting. Well, okay, so the story behind this is you don't turn up late to circle.
You don't turn up late. But I wasn't punished, but you were.
We were circling before school days, and on the Friday I'd been down to Bristol for my friend's 21st. Which, it was 21st, so big night. I was coming back up the next day, but the train from Bristol, unreliable maybe. Maybe I got a later train. Who knows? And so we ended up being late for the circle. And when I got there, Joe made me do a pint for being late. And Hetty, who's our social sec, who was also running the circle with Joe, said, Sophia's our president and she decided she could turn up late, so she's going to do another pint. So I had to do another pint. It was grim. And then we did a gamble straight after. Somebody pulled the gamble out, read it out. It was sibling double. And my brother is now at Warwick as a fresher playing cricket. And he was also at the circle.
Oh.
So I had to do another pint.
Oh no.
It was just...
What a shame.
It was just not good. But it was incredibly fun.
It's a good night.
We're getting to know the boys' cricket team as well, which I think with a lot of girls' sports, sometimes it's a bit divided with the girls and the boys. But with this, obviously we are a girls' team, but because the male cricketers teach us, we've circled with them, they're at nets with us helping us bowl. It's you feel like part of a bigger club than just the women's cricket team. So circling with them was really nice to get to know them and stuff. It was a lot of fun.
I think what's great is the fact that because it started out, as you say, it's new, so it's a bit smaller than most other sports clubs. You do feel like we all feel closer to each other, and we feel more comfortable with each other. We see each other's faces twice a week at least. And for me, I felt that it was a bit easier because I did know the exec and stuff. So I had friends when I used to go, when I went for training the first few times. But I definitely made a lot of friends through it. And I think that in terms of social, everyone's really good friends now. And I think it's really cute. We're all very cute.
The summer term at Warwick University is always very busy as exams and deadlines loom for students of all years. It was going to be especially busy for women's cricket as their inaugural Bucks season began.
The beginning of the season was meant to be against Cambridge, and then it rained. So everyone was ready to go. Then it rained, called off, didn't go. Good start. Next week, Oxford MCCU. As the first game, interesting. It wasn't a particularly great day. It was a bit cloudy. We bowled first, just because I thought I wasn't sure what our batting was going to be like, and I didn't want to just go all the way there just to, play a 15-over game. So we bowled first, we definitely get 30 overs in, and then see how with the batting. So our bowling was actually all right. Hannah bowled really well, fair to her. So did Naomi, so did Lucy. Actually, all the people who bowled in that game did a really good job. But they had at least 4 or 5 county players.
The first one was really hard because they were really good. So they were basically a mix between the Oxford team and Oxford Brook. So they were and they had England players, and it was a bit horrific. But we had a good time. We fielded as best we could. We played the best we could.
I really enjoyed it, because it was our first game. I didn't really know what to expect. It's been a long time since I've actually played a cricket match, and it's been the longest one I've played at 30 overs. So but I really enjoyed it. It was a nice day out. It was a good laugh and stuff, and it was a good experience for everyone, I think.
It was good. I was quite nervous for it because obviously never played a cricket game before in my
Yeah.
life. Yeah, I think once we actually got onto the pitch and we were all playing, because we started off by fielding. Once we started, we kind of just got into rhythm things and people kind of just settled down and like, I really enjoyed it.
The fact we lost really meant nothing. Like, we didn't like come away disappointed in ourselves. Like, the improvement just from our first game to the second game was huge.
The disparity was huge. Yeah, in that way, it actually makes me a lot proud of what the girls did. They went out there, the first ever game against an MCCU filled with county/England players. Okay, yeah, they scored 239, whatever they scored. But we bowled, fielded for 30 overs. Actually, really for a first ever game. I think people don't realise how, we're entering a Bucks team, so it's kind of assumed we're a certain level already. When actually, so many of these girls haven't played cricket before. It's an amazing thing that they've done to go and stand on that pitch and play the game. And I was fielding on a boundary. I stood there just looking out at like all these girls in whites playing at this Oxford pitch. And I was there like, actually, whatever happens today, nothing can undo the fact that we've got here. Like, I was immensely, immensely proud. There was just a moment, I can't quite describe it, but where I was stood there and I was like, I can't quite believe that we're here. It was just very kind of took me back a bit, and I was like, oh my gosh. And that, for me, that whole day was kind of that, in a sense, the fact that we'd got there. Yes, I mean, it wasn't going to be amazing, and it wasn't. The fact that we were actually out there playing cricket, that's what mattered. These girls were there playing cricket. And when I said in my Instagram post that I did later on in the day, they're a bunch of heroes and they've done Warwick Uni, Womenkind and Cricket Proud. They stood out on that pitch, and that is an incredible thing, and I was extremely, extremely proud of them.
It was really difficult, and I think whenever when we did lose, nobody was disheartened by it. No one was really, really upset. We were just like, right, what can we do next time? What's the one thing that we can work on in our next game? And we kind of just used that as a motivation to play better. I think all in all, the girls really enjoyed it, and that's what we wanted, the girls to enjoy playing cricket.
The second game was against a slightly easier team in Nottingham Trent, but the club did come up against a notable player.
Yeah, Nottingham Trent was definitely we actually had a decent chance against them. I think the score definitely reflects that. It was a lot closer. I think if we kept our a few more wickets for the first maybe 15 overs, we probably could have taken them, I think.
For the first game, we only played out 24 overs.
Yeah.
So this time we set ourselves a goal of just playing out all the overs, which is 30. And we achieved that goal. So that was really good for us. And yeah, I think everyone really enjoyed that. We had a massive home support, which was really good. We've kind of tried to not take it too seriously because obviously we're not expecting to win every single game because a lot of us are novices and we've never played before. So I think everyone gets on really well. Everyone can have a laugh with each other on the pitch.
I thought it was a really good day generally. I think we all had a lot of fun. Obviously we lost, which is a shame, but it was quite a tight match and things had gone a little bit differently at points. Then it would have been a different outcome, I think. But it was a really fun day, and it was so nice to play at home as well. It was our first home match, so that was really nice.
The second one was a lot better actually against Trent because they were a beginner side as well. They had one girl who was sick. She played for the Uganda team or something. Right. So she if they didn't have her, we would have won. We were all pretty happy, and it was a really nice day. So we had people there from the men's team and spectators. So it was a good experience.
And I didn't quite realise it. One of the our friends in men's cricket looked it up, and apparently he'd said to me before, but I hadn't really registered it properly. And then we played, and then sent me a lot of stuff afterwards, and I was like, oh my god, we've just played against the captain of the Ugandan women's cricket team. Yeah, we did. You know what? We did okay against them. So they got 130 odd. We got within 30, 20 runs of it. So next season, even with that, the Ugandan cricket captain, we should be able to. I think this team will do well against them next year. Yeah, it was weird because I was saying, come on, Nay, because obviously Naomi plays in our team, and she was batting. She turns around to me and goes, Nay, is that for Naomi? And I was like, yeah. And then that was the end of the conversation. I realised her name is Naomi. So she was like, that was actually pretty incredible.
I like the idea of her thinking that the opposition captain was egging her on. She was so impressed with her cover drive that I thought, right, keep on going. Keep on going, Nay.
Yeah. Oh, that was funny. That did tickle me actually when I was on the pitch. But yeah, I didn't realise.
Cambridge MCCU were up next, and they were going to be a tough opposition.
Cambridge actually was really impressed. They were a very good, again, MCCU. They're a very good team. They were prepping for varsity. I think that game actually for us as a team and for marking our improvement throughout the season actually was our best game. We fielded really well, we bowled really well, and we batted the whole 30 overs against an MCCU side, which actually, considering our first game against an MCCU team, I think that improvement for me was what sort of made me think this whole Bucks season has been so worthwhile.
The difference really, I think it's the easiest way to describe it, is that the Oxford game, people went into bat, got out, didn't really care that much. In the sense that like, oh, at least we did it. Like, I wasn't expecting to do anything good anyway. Cambridge MCCU game, people got out, they were annoyed at themselves. They wanted to stay in, they wanted to bat longer. They knew they could have stayed in and could have batted longer. And that actually, like that change in attitude just over like a few games is actually really impressive and really, really important for moving forward. Fitzwilliam College, beautiful ground. My mum scored. It was a really good day.
Improvement was obvious in the team, but a first win was still eluding them until their game against Leicester.
So we won the toss, we bowled first. They didn't score loads of runs off the bat. We gave them quite a lot of runs in wides and stuff, which is a little bit disappointing, but actually the way we performed outside of that, really good. Attacking the ball, walking in, just everything was very good. Especially on, I think it was a really hot day, so we all did really well, like just to stick at it out there. And then we came off the field from fielding, and there's a very like positive attitude. And I kind of thought, I think we've got this. They scored 90. This guy was quite feeling very positive about the game, and thought, mix up the batting order, see what people can do. You know, put them in a situation, see what they can do with the bat. We're at home, why not? It's a nice day, good batting track. Let's see what they can do. Actually, it was really good. People who went out to bat at first, they opened up, did really well, scored runs. People playing shots, you know, and properly trying to attack the ball, which is really good for me. Like, it was really good to see, especially if you compare it to the Oxford game, where it was very much stand there and just try and like defend yourself. You know, it was kind of very much that kind of attitude. It was just a really good feeling. It's like kind of, I can't remember who was it said it to me, but it kind of vindicated us, like having a team, or validated the fact that we had a team in Bucks. Not that we needed a win in our first season to do that, because we definitely deserve a team and should have a team, just based on the improvement. But having that win in the bank is very much like, that's so good for us pushing forward. It's like, yeah, in our first Bucks season we got a win. You know, these girls have done something incredible. We so definitely deserve to have a team in Bucks, and money should be put into making sure this team does well. That, for so many reasons for the future, is incredible.
In their final game of the season, the club came up against another very strong team in Nottingham.
We took one very early, and then beyond that we didn't. But they had 3 or 4 county players, and like major county players as well. Like, there's definitely a few girls who played for Warwickshire in that team. Yeah, just we've got a whole array of very like different bowlers, but actually they've all come on so much in the season that actually I think you probably did see it was one of our best bowling performances actually that game. There's nothing like actually being out in the middle and having to bowl at a batsman on a wicket. And I think there in that game you've seen like the culmination of the previous games we've had, building up all the experience, not just for the fielders, but I think most importantly as well for the bowlers, what it's like to bowl in an actual game, and that came through.
There was a massive improvement over the entire season, from our first game not really knowing what we were doing to the last game where we were considering even winning. The girls did absolutely amazingly, and you know, it's great to see everyone, you know, really putting their heads together and trying to do as well as they could.
The season was a huge success for the club. Even competing in the league was a massive achievement. But despite their admirable performances, not everything went exactly to plan.
I was going to say this, but basically in the Nottingham game, I went to catch ball. It's quite an easy catch, but all right, Hannah. But the sun, you know, blinded me. I couldn't see where the ball was going. Yeah. And I missed it by quite a way. Anyway, so I was like, right, I'll go run after this, pick it up. I went to pick it up, fell flat on my butt, and then I recovered quite well. Like, I picked the ball up, like I was on my knees, threw it really well. Like, Soph said it was the most accurate throw I've ever done in my life, which is saying something. And but yeah, then I had to check for grass stains on my butt, which is really embarrassing because everyone saw. But you know, it's just there to entertain people, really.
My batting in the first game was a disaster. I got out first ball, which was like, I've got ripped into for that quite a lot. But then in the second game, I batted for most of the match. Like, I got 20 or 30 odd runs or something, and I batted for like 20 or so overs, which was a big improvement, which I was quite happy with. So it's just about finding consistency, I think. But I'm more focused on my bowling. Like, that's my game, so I've been pretty happy with it so far.
Well, I had to concentrate a lot on watching the game because I had to score it, which was really interesting because I don't know anything about cricket. And for me to sit there and be like, oh yeah, it's a run, like, I had no clue. So if the score was, you know, wrong, like, let's overlook that, it's fine. But
as long as it's in your favour.
No. The fact that we lost by like over 200 runs, I think didn't really help our team. Yeah, I thought of it as like a really big learning thing because now I know so much about it. I know the rules and everything, and like what each thing is. Like I know what a no ball is or wide ball, which I never knew before. You know, and you don't know these things until the umpire's like doing motions to you, and you're like, yeah, sure. I was really happy that I scored because I know a lot now when it comes to like the way the game is played.
What are Sophia's team talks like?
Oh, I know, she sort of just mumbles. You're not going to put any of the stuff I say in the thing, Oh no, her team talks are very motivational.
We just wanted to get through the first of their like good bowlers, and like we made it through. So I think I made it to like maybe the 4th or 5th over, and then like there was a slow bowler, and I did exactly what Sophia told me not to, and got excited and smashed it straight into one of the fielders' hands.
It was a really good day. I did fall flat on my face when I was bowling. We had to keep coming off for rain, and I'd given it all the big talk about girls. You know, this is where I get spikes, so they don't slip over. Being the only one in spikes. Then I went up to bowl, got to the wicket. I don't know, got stuck, just let go of the ball, just tripped entirely, like just straight flat over onto my face. Did a half roll, tried to make up. Everyone was laughing at me, including my mother. It was just clearly very entertaining. And I was like, crap, and everyone was like, yeah, Sphere, everyone should get spikes, shouldn't they? It's like, oh dear.
A lot of members of the club had played cricket previously but had stopped and were picking it back up at university. We wanted to know why, what their experiences in cricket had been like, and what barriers they'd faced to playing the sport.
I used to play with my sister and my dad in the garden, and my dad was so good, so we'd always challenge each other to try, and me and my sister would try and bowl him out, and that would be like the biggest challenge, but that was all my experience, nothing else really.
Right, so I've watched a lot of cricket with my dad. He would just always have it on the TV all weekend, every weekend, so I got into it through that. When I was younger, my little brother used to play it with my dad because, you know, quite generically, my brother played cricket and rugby when I was younger, and it just wasn't an opportunity for me as a girl at school in London. So I never actually played it, but, you know, I had a fair idea of the rules and how it worked and the sort of different forms that cricket can take. So yeah, I've watched quite a lot, but I'd never actually tried playing myself.
Yeah, all my dad's side are pretty into cricket. He's Indian, and I think it's just sort of a national sport for him, so he's always watching it, and he was quite happy when I said, oh, I'm trying it out again at uni. Yeah, I grew up in like a pretty small village, so every Saturday they had a kids cricket club that you could go to, and when you got a bit older they had a men's team but not a women's sort of whites team. So when you got to about 12 or 13, most of the girls just stopped playing.
Yeah, I played a lot of cricket from the ages of 9 to 13 maybe. I played in school and I played for my local club as well, but it was always with boys. Like it would be like a team of 10 boys and then me, even in school and stuff. So it was, by the time I was 13, 14, I couldn't, like the guys were much stronger, much quicker, and it wasn't something that I wanted to do. Like I didn't enjoy it anymore. It was a shame to have to give it up after so many years, but there was no women's team for me to join. There was no women's team in school, and the club at that time didn't have a women's team either, so I didn't play from I was 13 or 14 until I came to Warwick.
Sports ball is the culmination of the sporting calendar at Warwick, and for the first time ever, women's cricket were involved.
That whole night is completely magical for me. There's nothing about it that I would change.
Sports ball was on Tuesday. It was actually really, really good. We started off in the piazza, took loads of photos with everyone. It was really nice just seeing everyone kind of at the end of the year celebrating all that we've achieved and everything. We were with the men's club as well. They were around. We were sat on our tables and everything. Everyone had a really good time.
Drinks in the piazza with all the cricket girls. Incredible. Like seeing us, we can pose for a photo and be like, yeah, we're a club. Amazing.
So then we went through to the main room where they did the awards. And Soph was up for Sports Personality of the Year, which she got. We were all screaming so loudly when she won, and it was amazing because it wasn't just us, it was the men's club, it was the netball club, it was all the people that like supported us throughout the year that were all cheering for that. And then the men's club were up for Club of the Year, and they won that as well. You know, I've lost my voice because I was just screaming so much. It was just so good, and it was also really rewarding to have them recognised for all the help that they've given us.
When the awards are being announced, that's what I mean about this club, like being the way it is. The award was being announced, and Ellie was reading out the the like little things she was saying about me. And the first bit she said, like, wasn't entirely sure like who was going to get it, and then she said the thing about starting a club, and then obviously like all the girls knew, and they just like they're screaming and cheering and jumping on me, and it was one of the best things. And it's just that kind of like, that whole club spirit. They were so happy, like they were just I can't quite describe it. And then like my brother was there too, which was unbelievable for me, because he like came around to the side of the stage afterwards, gave a massive hug. It was, the whole thing was fabulous. And really that award, like we didn't give a speech, because no one gives speeches when they get their award, but had I given a speech, that award would have been dedicated to the girls in this club, because it's thanks to them that I was given that. They've supported me throughout growing this club for a whole year. I couldn't have done it without any of them. That, as much as that award was awarded to me, that actually belongs to so many other people too. But yeah, especially the girls within this cricket club. They've had an incredible year, and they've been incredible in their support of what I've been trying to achieve. So thank you to all of them.
For every society and sports club on campus, exec elections happen every year, giving the chance for members to vote on their next year's executive committee. This would be the first ever elections for women's cricket, so how well would they go?
We had lots of girls running for the positions, which was really good to see, because we were kind of worried that, we wouldn't get, because we're a small club, we wouldn't get many people running. But, it's good to see that the girls were involved and wanted to help out next year. Myself, I'm president next year. I think having been there from the start and seeing the club grow, being there behind Stove all the time, helping her out and everything, I just kind of thought, I really have the motivation to carry this on, and I really want the club to succeed. I'm part of other sports clubs, and I know that they're going to succeed, but this club itself, I think, because I was there from the beginning, I wanted to carry it on, and I have the motivation to improve it and everything. So there's 6 of us in total. We'll be 2 third years and 4 second years next year. So it's a really good mix. Everyone that ran for elections, they all spoke really well. They all had really good ideas, and elections in itself are really, really hard, because you want everyone to do well, and it's really tricky. But it should be a good year next year, I think.
I have so much faith in the new exec. I think firstly because of the fact that I saw how much the elections kind of meant to people, in the sense that we had a lot of people going for positions actually in the end. But I know Amelia will do a good job of running it, Hetty will do a great job of supporting her. Hannah will be a great club captain from what she's done this year in terms of her playing, but also she's very friendly, and she'll help with coaching, all that kind of stuff. I feel completely secure about it. And I know we both have similar ideas about where we want the club to go in terms of improvement, in terms of playing cricket and bucks and all that kind of thing. And then we've got some great people in the other positions. So Izzy, who's club sec, she'll be great. She's also really good at cricket. I think she played for Wales, rumour has it. So yeah, she'll be good. Good having a cricket-minded person on the exec too. And she'll be good at club sec, organise people. She's friendly again, approachable. She's a nice person. Lotta, social sec, bam. She's cool. She'll be really good running circles, running socials. She'll be also. And then Millie is publicity sec. That girl's incredible. And she did say in her speech, she's like, I know I'm a joker, but I can take things seriously. I think that is very true of her.
After the exec elections, we talked to new president Amelia Ganbori about her plans for the next year, and the outgoing president Sophia Abbasi about where she would like the club to go.
One of the focuses is going to be on just developing the actual cricketing side of the club. So this year we focused on getting girls involved, and that will still be a big part of it next year, the recruitment drive. But we're going to be looking at getting a coach to come in. We've already got some things in the pipeline. And then we'll be able to start developing, a Bucks team and a development squad. So there's cricket for everyone. So if people do want to play really competitively, they can. There's the option there. And then if they just want to, have fun, which is what we've kind of been doing this year, then they can just play in a softball cricket league. So there's less pressure on them to do as well. One thing that I do want to work on is the charity side of things next year. We did quite a bit of it this year, but the men's club did a 24-hour event, and I've seen lots of other clubs doing that. And I think that'd be something that we could get involved in, because it'd be quite good fun. And also people would, see us more around on campus. If they saw us, there for 24 hours on the piazza doing something, some people would be like, oh, that is quite good fun, maybe I'll join them. And also it'll be, helping a charity of our choice. One of the other things that I talked about in my speech I want to work on is linking up with alumni. Obviously there was a club here years ago, got disbanded because there wasn't enough members. So I think it would be really good if we can link up with them, bring them back to the uni, meet the girls that are part of the club now, networking. You know, some of the girls might find people that are in jobs that they're interested in. Hopefully things like that, and it will be really good for the girls that are coming back to see that the cricket is, you know, carrying on at the uni.
I think I want to see it established as a, I mean, obviously we are like in a proper club now, but established as a properly established as a sports club at Warwick, you know, with like proper like at least 2 training sessions a week. I want to see it grow in numbers. We've done a really good job in numbers this year, like getting a lot of girls involved, and ultimately that is what the club is about, getting more women involved in cricket, and like having, you know, good socials with other clubs, doing proper charity events. Like, you know, so many of the sports clubs here do really good charity events, so I want to see that as well. I think just we need to move to that element, like more professionalism in terms of like our club. What I don't think I will, but what I don't want to see is a change in how the club feels. The club feels, it's very, like, to me anyway, it feels very friendly, very welcoming, very, you know, as much as we can like be serious about our Bucks games on the field, you know, it's a club where people, we are genuinely friends with the people in it, and yeah, okay, you can't be best friends with everyone, but actually like all the girls I've met this year are incredible, and as much as like, okay, yeah, they've taken up the sport and taken up a new sport and become actually really good at it, they're also just such genuinely nice people, and people who want, like, who feel passionately about this club, which I think was what shocked me at elections, and like realising afterwards like how much this club actually means to people. So I want to carry on 100%.
It's been an amazing year for women's cricket at Warwick. From being just a few girls with a stand at sports fair in October to a fully fledged sports club with a thriving membership and an exciting future by June.
I've seen it develop over this last year, and like from like having like 3 people initially turning up to like an outdoor net I was running kind of this time last year, and then, you know, that gradually like was about 7 by the end of that term, and then coming in and having like a club that we were playing bucks, having proper training sessions. It's been an absolutely incredible journey, and there's so much for me that's like, actually I don't want to not be here for the next part. I think that's more the thing that is kind of more heartbreaking for me, is that then for the next part, the next development, this, you know, the way this club develops over the next year, I won't be here. Which is something I obviously would like love to be a part of and want to, and that's what, you know, setting up this club this year has been about, then the next stage. And I just, yeah, it's very weird. It kind of took me a second once elections were over. I was just like, oh, okay, that's it now. I'm done. Like, Amelia's going to be president for next year, and obviously like, I'm very good friends with Amelia, so she will have to keep me in the loop with what's going on. There's absolutely no way she will not be.
This isn't the end of the journey for the club, however. The progress and passion shown this year must be replicated over the next. So we wanted to ask the women in the club this year why people should join next year.
It is hands down like my favorite club. Everyone is so nice. Everyone's lovely. There's no drama. You know, we're all friends, which is so great. Women's cricket's very accepting of whether or not you're good, whether or not you're bad, no matter where your skills are. You'll join and you're the same par as everyone else.
I would just say that it's like you've nothing to lose by joining it. Like, just everybody's so nice and welcoming. Like, if you want to take it really seriously, you can go for like 4, 5, 6 hours of training a week, or if you want to like have it as your second or third sport, you can still just go to like 1 hour a week and still make a lot of friends, like learn a new sport. Like, I just think there's something for everyone, and it's been one of my highlights of first year.
Unlike a lot of people who come because they know someone, I didn't actually know anybody in the club, so obviously that's always a bit daunting because you're worried about who you're going to meet and whether they're going to be nice and that. You know, I met quite a lot of people even in the first week who were really friendly and took the time out to actually introduce themselves, be encouraging when I bowled awfully and was slightly concerned about taking someone's head off, but they were like, don't worry, I still do that sometimes and it will get better.
Then just really liked how chilled cricket was, but also like because they were setting out, like we would go at our own sort of pace, and it wasn't anything that would be too sort of time consuming at the beginning, especially because I was a freshman getting involved with so much stuff.
I would say that it is an informal atmosphere, so don't feel intimidated. Everyone is welcoming and friendly.
The fact that you can pick up cricket from having 0 experience and everyone's at the same level. So even if I just took a friend now, they could easily settle in with the training session and it would be fine. They wouldn't feel out of place or anything.
I think I try and put forward it's a really growing women's sport at the moment, especially with the England team winning the World Cup recently for women's cricket, and I think it's just such a good opportunity to help kind of widen awareness of the sport, especially since in comparison to perhaps men's clubs on campus, we don't get as much attention. And I also think it's just a really good social opportunity, get to know and meet like-minded people.
I'd probably tell
tell them that they could do it and do another sport. That's been the main thing for me. I'm a senior coxswain for the rowing club, which is a lot of time being able to go to some sessions and not all of them, not having to sort of fill in an availability doc for every single session. It's just been a bit more, it's been easier to balance.
I think people should join women's cricket next year because it's such a fun, relaxed club. There's no pressure for you to be good at the sport. If you are, that's fantastic, and we hopefully can help you improve. But all in all, it is just a really fun, relaxed club, and you just meet so many new people. It's just great.
Why join Warwick Women's Cricket? Well, I feel like a lot of sports clubs say this, but genuinely, this is so true of this club. You will have a great time, and I think ultimately, to accompany people's studies, that's what they want. They want to play a sport that is going to bring them joy, not stress. And it's going to be welcoming and fun, and have an environment that will be fun to learn the sport in, and that will be fun to develop your skills and push yourself further if you have. There are so many reasons to join, but I think, ultimately that's what it is. Sport is about fun and enjoyment and having fun with people who have fun as well and great and who will be your friends, and that's what this club is. So, come join women's cricket. You'll have the time of your life.
A Year in Women's Cricket was a production from Raw 1251am, Warwick's student radio station. The executive producer and writer was
Ed Farrer,
with assistance from
Elliot Mulligan,
Daniel Rubin,
and James Ryan.
The voiceover work was performed by Alex de la Mayor. Special thanks must be paid to Warwick Women's Cricket and all its members for all their inspirational work this year. Thank you for listening.